Mississippi, Republicans run one of the most notorious, dangerous, and discriminatory prisons in the world. Prisoners live in conditions that violate human rights, completely out of control violence, abuse of solitary confinement for months at a time, which is a type of torture. And if any of this sounds familiar, it's the same prison that old school Jim Crow politicians were using to terrorize the Freedom Riders. Remember them?
We are here because we're sick and
Jim Crow prisons they still have around. Welcome to another episode, everyone. This prison footage will give you nightmares. Did you just see the rat running around inside of that cell with the cell flooded with unconscionable water, roaches dominating the cell? And as that man just said, this prison is the same prison that they had where they tortured and terrorized individuals, black individuals during Jim Crow. It was used for discrimination and it still is today. Feel overrun with violence and deprivation, and no one is doing anything about it.
tired of state-sanctioned murder.
18 inmates have died in Mississippi's prison system since the end of December. 10 of them at the state's penitentiary in Parchment.
You have inmates literally sitting in the darkness, sitting in water, roaches and mice. We wouldn't accept it for animals.
No human being is supposed to live like them brothers are living in Parchment. And they damn sure ain't supposed to die like they dying in Parchment.
They are murdering our babies, our husbands, our wives, our children.
In prison, when they come to prison, I tell them, I'm your daddy now. I'm going to treat you like your daddy should have treated you. I'm going to tell you how to cut your hair, what kind of clothes to wear. I'm even going to tell you what to eat. And I'm going to be good to you, but you're going to be deserving. And if you're bad, I'm going to punish you, but I'm going to leave light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not going to punish you long, but it's going to hurt. But it's going to be something you can live with. But I am your dad. You're going to have to do what I tell you. And that's just the way the mob flops. And then I stick to it and I make them do it. I never back myself in a corner. I never say I'm going to do what I can't do, and I never threaten them without doing it. Don't say I'm going to whip you now if you don't quit. You know, if you keep on saying that, then you finally going to have to do it. So don't say what you can't do. Be their daddy. Don't let somebody.
They show a picture of some slaves, because this is who he's talking about. Who you think he's talking about? Talking about black people. The man just said it's reminiscent of Jim Crow. And that this is the same prison that they were housing black activists or black individuals, period, during the Jim Crow era. This is still the Jim Crow era, just more disguised. This individual talking about, I'm your daddy now. I'm going to treat you like I'm your daddy and you're my son and you do as I say. What if we take you out? What are you talking about? Look at this dude with his hair. Look like George Washington. Another raving racist. These people, this is crazy what these people had to live through, man. What do you think this is, 1920?
Let me be their daddy later when they got out of control and you lost them.
Rest in peace, kaboom! Burn in hell, kaboom!
And then you see they said earlier that 18 individuals have died since December, and that was just a few months. This video is a few months old, so we talking about within a few months, 18 inmates had died. 10 of them in Parchment alone. This Parchment prison is apparently extremely violent.
Rest in peace, kaboom! Burn in hell, bitch!
And they just up and put us in here, man. Look at the flow. All the water in the flow, man. They try to flood out. Look at the mildew everywhere, man. On the thing.
That's how you want to live?
Ain't no running water. Mildew everywhere.
Huh?
I ain't coming out the wall, bro.
Want to be tough?
Mildew everywhere.
Want to go
black
to prison?
Mold, man. That's black mold.
This shit, man.
You can't even breathe that shit
Look
in,
at
man.
it.
Look at the paint, bro. Look at this shit. This shit condemned, bro.
As he said, you can't even breathe that stuff. It'll kill you. He said there's black mold in there. All this water on the floor. Dusty. This is what we call shit water. This water is coming from the toilets that thousands of inmates use every day. The system gets backed up. The toilets get backed up. At least in these sort of prisons right here. Doesn't happen like that in California prisons. I've never saw the whole day room flood. Or if it is flooded, it might happen like a toilet will overflood. One toilet will overflood in somebody's cell and go out into the day room, something like that. Send a cleanup crew out there to clean that stuff up immediately. But the day room is clean. I've never seen nothing like this. Maybe in a county jail. This looks like a county jail. prison where people have to live for years upon years? No way. Never seen anything. This is ridiculous, but I see this all the time in these prisons in Mississippi, out of state, Texas, Georgia, whatever, Alabama. I see all of these prisons like this where the water is, you can't drink the water. It's literally dirt water coming out of the sink, contaminated and poisoned. Rats, roaches. I've never seen a rat, not one time in a California prison. I've never seen it. It doesn't happen. It's just, what the hell is this? Is crazy how these individuals are out here living, man. This is where you want to go. You want to be tough on the street. You want to be a YN. You want to be a thug. This is where you go, and no one's there to save you. No one, as we can see. These individuals are going through, this is hell. This is a hellish existence. This is hellish living right here. And who's going to save them? No one. Then some people, of course, are going to say, well, they deserve it. They committed crime. Prison is not supposed to be Disneyland. Yeah, it's not supposed to be inhumane either. These individuals are still human beings, regardless of what you may think of them, regardless of what they may have done.
Got no running water. We ain't ate. And we ain't ate in 10 hours, man. We ain't ate nothing water. It cold as a motherfucker here. Man, look at all that black mold, man. Ain't nobody got no mask. Ain't nobody got no mask.
Hey.
No mask, bro. We sleeping on straight
This
country.
shit, that's the cell.
No mask. Look at these guys. No mask, no power. No power, none of that.
Man. He said, ain't nobody got no mat. Nobody has a mattress. You see there's no mattress. You have to lay down on the damn floor full of water. They had a little slab right there you can lay on. This is hell, bro. Some of these individuals are in here for minute, trivial crimes. These are not murderers. These individuals had a joint of marijuana on them or something and went to prison. Yeah, this is how it happens in some of these states. You see Texas just outlawed marijuana. No, man. You look at this, like I said, they're prisoners. What do you expect? They're not Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was treated better than this. Individuals who killed 30 people. No. These individuals, some of them are in there for stealing a pack of meat. And they're being dehumanized. Just keep in mind that these are the same individuals that have to come back out to the street. So you may celebrate them being treated like this, but this is the same individual who's now going to be angered, who, when you leave your workplace and walk to your car to go home to your family, this is the individual that's walking up the street that you have to get by, an individual who just left this situation and is angry and bitter at people who supported this sort of life, angry at society. And now I want to take that anger out on you.
This is what we live in. Look at this here.
Damn.
Come on. Let's do it.
Hey, look at this life.
You gonna fit it? You fit it?
Look at this.
You come up with that. Wait a minute. Right now, let's go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like this. Keep playing. Come. Play again. Let's play again. Do it again. Do it again.
Dang.
Anybody want to say, let's go get him. I'm going to break the floor.
Look at that. On the floor, man.
Straight damn mode. Look at that shit.
Look at that. See that violence up in there, man. No one can save you. If you can't protect yourself, you're on your own, man. It's not a place that any human being should be. It's not a place for human consumption. Some people commit horrific crimes and they have to go somewhere. They're not fit for society. But the majority of individuals can be rehabilitated, and in a healthy society, prison will certainly not be the first option. It would be the last in a healthy society. But we're living in a sick society. Look at this cornbread. Look at this mold. They just gave them this dinner. If you don't have your own money, if you don't have your own commissary, if you don't have people looking out for you, if you don't have your own canteen, if you're not receiving packages, if you are forced to eat this food, this is what you have to eat. Cornbread with mold on it. that's going to get you sick, possibly kill you.
Look at this shit. They send up this shit every day though.
What the hell is that?
Look at that. Like, come on, man. Look at that, man.
That's all they want to do is play around with choice inmates, GDC members, but you know they're not concerned about the issue at hand right now. Like, we got a real crisis going on. We got feces and urine coming up. We got sewage water all over our floor. We got feces coming out of our toilet. See that? Feces, whole bag full right here, coming up, and all in our cell, everywhere, all over our floor.
Wow.
All the way almost to the rack. If we wouldn't have threw our own blanket down on the floor, it would have reached our rack. And it's all out there on the zone. See? All out here.
Look at that.
All out there. Look at that.
Look how they living, man.
Look at that. All out.
Again, this looks more like a county jail, but this is a prison. Sometimes you'll find the county jails dirty like this because people are in and out. They're there for a month, there for 2 weeks. No one is there getting comfortable. No one is taking care of the cells or taking care of the place. Whereas prison, people are in there for life. You'll find people been in the same cell for 15 years. So they're taking care of it. Had its cell floor waxed and all of this stuff. I've never seen a California prison like this. Don't mean to keep referring to that, but these individuals are going to have to stand up. No one in a California prison will allow themselves to be sitting inside of a cell with urine in it and feces coming out of the toilet, and the police are not doing anything about it. They somewhere on the tier just talking to somebody else, bothering somebody else, while my cell is like this, over flooded with this stuff. No way. It'll never happen. Perhaps they know they'll lose their life, the police, because ain't nobody gonna go for no stuff like this. This is crazy. I'm just telling you what it is. The prisons are very clean. They're horrific, but they're clean. You know, people are cleaning. They have porters that come out on every shift, sweep and mop all day in the day room, clean the tables. It looks clean outside. Inside of your cell is very clean. The water is always functioning, properly. The toilets are never bagged up and all this. And if it is, again, they're going to come and fix it immediately. But the whole day room being flooded like this, whole tiers being flooded, and it's just been like this for 10 hours and 24 hours, and no one is doing anything. And they haven't fed us in 10 hours. And we inside of our cell with rats and roaches and feces, and no one is doing anything about it. Man, hell no. This is crazy.
Yeah. And the officers, they don't care. They disregarding everything that we ask them for any kind of assistance, anything. They don't care. You see that? All this.
You know what you got to do. Make them care.
Water, sewage water, all the way back there, all over there, everywhere. All down, all the way down. Y'all see that, right?
We see it,
y'all
man.
See that.
Horrible.
Everybody is, right now, the whole zone is upset. Everybody is cursing and hollering and screaming right now because everyone is upset about the conditions that we're living in right now. So, somebody please get us some help, please.
This is what's still happening inside Mississippi's prisons right now. And most people have no idea. Mississippi has the highest imprisonment rate in the entire country, higher than Texas, higher than Louisiana, higher than every other state in the nation. And you'd think with all that investment in locking people up, the facilities would at least be functional.
Right.
They're not even close.
Look at this shit, man. This is crazy. I'm going to have to show you all some California prisons, some footage of some California prisons so you all understand what I'm talking about. I'm sure some of you have seen it. They're not, I'm not trying to glorify California prison. All prisons are horrible, horrific. California prisons are dirty in their own way as well. I mean, But I'm saying this is unimaginable. This, what I'm witnessing right here, is crazy. And he said that this is what's going on in Mississippi. They have the highest incarceration rate. That's surprising. California was leading the pack for decades, incarcerating the most people. I'm sure they have to be number 2 or something still. But Mississippi now and taking over the number 1 spot. Who you think they're locking up in Mississippi? They're locking up the most people in any state in Mississippi. In Mississippi, Nolan Wells is Mississippi. Who you think is getting locked up out there? Who you think are living in these conditions right here? Existing in these conditions. Who you think that is? It's not little freckle-faced Sammy. I can promise you that. It's our people that's living like this, man. Yes, some of them put themselves in these situations by the lives that we live out here on the street. We have to be careful with this destructive culture that we're living, putting ourselves in a position to be treated like this. But that's still no excuse to dehumanize these individuals like this. And again, a couple of demonstrations against the police, this stuff will stop. There's no way y'all should be putting up with this. I'm sure some of you individuals have life. Somebody gonna have to take one for the team. Already got life. I got 3 life sentences or whatever. I got to do a couple of y'all in to get y'all to change this system. In California, people were fighting for a long time to get the TVs in the cell and radios and to be treated properly and be fed properly and to get, yard time and day room. A lot of people fought and died for this. And apparently you individuals out there are going to have to do the same thing because this is the same as death or worse than death anyway.
Y'all know that, man. We ain't trying to
He is not trying to escape. These folk guys, we wake up our back door open. We spill gas in this room right now.
They said they got us living. Trades everywhere.
Rat, roach.
Everywhere.
Hell no, man.
Police ain't came through in 2 hours and checked on nobody.
Yeah. Police ain't came by in 2 hours and checked on anybody. He said, yeah, somebody being there dead from disease. Rats and roaches. They're living with, yeah, you have rats and roaches. Look at all this food that's inside of these trays that's left over, sitting out there like that. All this, oh man, that's crazy. It's going to attract rats and roaches. And they're not doing anything about it. Look, this looks miserable, man. It's dark in there. Rats and roaches running around. They're in a wet, dirty, stanky, dreary cell. Water on the floor. Rats and roaches in the cell. What the hell? Jeez.
Parchment, Mississippi. 29.
Yeah, you see here, this has been going on for 3.5 years. You see another inmate picking up the stuff that fell from the ceiling. We can't get no maintenance, nobody coming here to rectify this problem. You can see that the water is leaking from the ceiling. This has been going on since 2017. We had many inmates complaining about this problem, wrote up many incidents, reports, and the office refused to rectify this problem. This is one of the things that we call deliberate indifference, neglecting something that should be done. We have several officers that
look at the pants that they have on, the prisoner pants. It's reminiscent of slavery. It's reminiscent of Jim Crow. And as the newscaster first said when he first came on, this is what they were doing in the Jim Crow South, putting black individuals here to terrify them and to discriminate against them, and put them in unlivable, unspeakable situations. But in 2026, these individuals are still living like this. This is nasty work. This is horrific, and people need to stand up and do something about it. The public can do something about this, about these conditions. To have a leak on the roof for years, no, that's not what punishment is. That's not what, your punishment already is being in prison. This is not punishment. This is inhumane treatment. This should have been rectified. And Mississippi has the highest incarceration rate, so they're making a lot of money off of these individuals being in prison, which is why they are incarcerating them at that rate. It's modern day slavery. This is how they make their money now. So they're rich and won't even do repairs, won't even clean up this place. They need to tear this place down and start all over. First of all, in California, they building prison after prison after prison. For a while they were, and these prisons were new. And they weren't going through these sort of conditions. But again, that's when California had this extremely high incarceration rate, still does. And it was leading the pack, number one, for some time. And so they kept building prison after prison. But this is inhumane. This is unbelievable right here. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to leave it right there for now. I'm going to cover some more of this, though, because this is unbelievable. But this is what individuals are living through. Your family members, your loved ones, your father, uncle, son, brother, cousin, friend, co-worker. This is how they're living inside of prison. They need your help and support, that's for sure. Because these conditions will cause people to go off of the deep end, particularly without the proper support. Living like this on a daily basis, and the police are just there ignoring them and ignoring their humanity, will cause anyone to lose it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free.